Hi, good morning. So, today we are going to talk about one-point perspective and kung paano siya gagawin. Last lecture, we already discussed kung ano-ano yung mga terms na kailangan nating tandaan throughout this subject or this course. So, one-point perspective. Ang one-point perspective ay isang type of perspective drawing wherein iisa lang ang vanishing point. So, ito yung example na nabigay natin from last lecture. Ang vanishing point ay nakatapat dapat doon sa station point or kung nasaan si observer. Doon siya nakatayo, and then the vanishing point is ito yung pinaka-center ng kanyang point of view. Okay? So, let's move to the next one. Paano ba i-construct ang isang one-point perspective view? So, as I've said before, meron tayong iba't ibang klase ng perspective views. Meron tayong 2-point perspective, 3-point perspective, and in some cases, meron ding gumagawa ng 4-point perspective. Pero right now, ito muna yung itatackle natin. And yung last activity natin, nakapag-exercise na kayo kung paano gumawa ng one-point perspective. Now, ang gagawin natin, paano ba i-construct ang one-point perspective using a plan. So, given yung plan and yung elevation ng object na yon, paano mo siya ipapakita through a perspective view. Ang una nating gagawin is to draw the object plan. I-drawing muna yung plan ng object. Susunod, locate the picture plane. Itong picture plane na to, as we've discussed in our previous lecture, dito makakat yung view. Or yan yung pinaka-view na itatranslate natin sa paper. Locate the picture plane. After you locate the picture plane, susunod, nasaan yung station point. So, ang station point natin, you need to have enough distance from the object. Okay? So, one side of the object plan may be parallel to the picture plane. Ang tinutukoy natin dito, itong side na ito, we can consider this as the front elevation. Itong side na to, we can consider it as the front elevation. Pwede rin naman na right side siya or left. Or kung anong side or kung ni-rotate mo yung object plan. Another thing that we can consider here is the object plan. Pwede rin siyang naka-incline from the picture plane, which is commonly used doon sa two-point perspective. So, itong picture plane natin, as is lang yan, that is a horizontal line at 0 degrees. And then yung object natin, it could either be aligned to this picture plane or pwede rin siya nakatilt in a certain angle. Okay? So, that can be adjusted. Pero for easier drawing, most of the time, ina-align natin siya sa picture plane. The line of the picture plane may be drawn exactly on the edge. Pwedeng, kung asan yung edge ng object, nandun na si picture plane. Pwede rin naman na itong si picture plane ay lumayo. Pwedeng nandito siya banda, or pwede din na nagko-cross siya dun sa object plan. Pwede rin ito nakaangat ng konti, nahahati yung object plan. That is the case kapag gumagawa tayo ng interior perspective. Minsan, nandun na siya sa gitna noong plan. The station point may be placed near or distant to the object plan and the picture plane. So, itong si station point, pwede mo pa yung i-atras ng kaunti or pwede pa siyang lumapit ng kaunti doon sa object plan. So, kung ano yung distance ni station point doon sa object plan, it will also affect the way na i-view niya yung object. Magbabago yung perspective depende doon sa distance na yon. Itong triangle naman na naka-shade, these are the lines of sight from the corners of the object plan, itong dalawang corners na ito, going to the station point. So, mula kay observer, nakikita niya yung bounds nung itong side na to, which is parallel to him, or yung katapat niya. Makita niya na from here, sa sight lines niya, hanggang dito lang yung object doon sa picture plane. Kung mas malayo yan, liliit pa yung angle ng line of sight. Pero, hindi ko alam kung na-mention ko to before, pero the way we view things, we have a limited line of sight din. Hindi kagaya ng mga ibang animals na that can see hanggang dito. Okay? To a certain degree. Pero tayo, humans hanggang 60 degrees lang yung buka nung line of sight. Okay. So, once na ma-determine na natin yung picture plane, yung object plan, na i-locate mo na din kung nasaan yung station point, gagawa tayo ng horizontal line or horizon line rather, parallel to the station point. Kung naka T-square kayo, isang horizontal line to, tatapat niya yung horizon line, and then tapat niya ulit yung ground line. So, yung distance between the ground line or yung GL and HL, yun yung space between the ground and eye level. So, kung ang tao ay nakaupo or nakatayo at a certain eye level, we will measure that. What we use is either 1.5 or 2 meters kapag gumagawa tayo ng normal view na perspective. If the horizon line is higher o yung eye level is higher, for example, nakatungtong on another object or another building looking down, ma-adjust din yung horizon line niya. Pwedeng mas mataas pa ito. Pwede mo pa yung iangat. Okay? Yung worm's eye view naman would place the horizon line even lower. Ang susunod na kailangan natin makita is the vanishing point. Ang vanishing point dapat naka-align siya dun sa station point natin. Kasi yun yung pinaka-sentro nung vision nung observer. So ito, in this case, tinrace lang natin siya. Yung points nung galing kay SP papunta doon sa horizon line. So, from the horizon line, yung point na yan yung magiging vanishing point natin. So, sa 1-point perspective, isa lang yan. Sa 2-point perspective, you will have 2 vanishing points. So, they will be labeled as VP1 and VP2. Okay? Susunod, from the corners, touching the picture plane, lilinyahan natin pababa doon sa ground line. We are assuming na itong object na to is placed on the ground. Pag nakaangat yan, there is also a certain height kung saan sila pwedeng i-drop down itong mga linyang ito. Pero assuming na itong plan na ito is nakalapat sa ground, itong mga lines from the corner should also reach the ground. So, take note yung mga points kung saan sila nag-intersect. After nyan, makikita natin na meron tayo ditong na-highlight na triangle. That is the perspective plane. Diyan yung bounds kung saan ilalagay yung perspective view. Hindi pwedeng lumagpas dyan. Kumbaga, na-define na niya yung boundary. Okay? So, we are just going to trace the lines from yung mga corners papunta sa vanishing point. Ang susunod naman yan, dahil hindi lang naman yan yung corners ng ating object, meron pa tayong corners doon sa likod, ititrace pa natin yung mga lines from the corners at the back going to the station point. So, lahat ng mga corners na ito, dadaan at dadaan kay station point. Pagpunta kay station point, kung saan nag-intersect itong linya or yung line of sight doon sa picture plane ida-drop down natin yung linya na yon going down to the perspective plane. Yung naka-highlight na triangle kanina. So, ito yung mga corners na yan. Kung saan siya tumapat, we are going to put yung line doon sa likod. Ibig sabihin, itong line niya sa likod corresponds to the line doon sa likod ng plan or dito sa may bandang itaas. Yan na yung correspondence niya dito sa baba. So, connecting these points will produce the perspective view. So, itong nasa taas na plan, that is the top view. Pag pinoject na natin siya doon sa perspective, hindi na siya rectangular or square. Nagkakaroon na siya ng konting angle dahil nga nakabase na tayo doon sa vanishing point. So, plan, nakikita natin siya objectively. Pagdating niya sa perspective view, we are seeing it subjectively according to what our vision would tell us. Okay. Ngayon, in cases where the object's elevation is given, it will rest on the ground line. Considering na itong object na ito ay nakapatong mismo sa ground. So, it's another case kung ang object mo nakalutang naman. Okay? So, considering na meron tayong elevation, for example, kasi yung example natin dito, flat lang siya. Para lang siyang papel na nakalapat sa lupa, tiningnan mo. Okay? Kaya ganito yung itsura niya. Wala siyang height. Okay? Paano naman kung bibigyan natin siya ng elevation? So, dito sa drawing na to, dinagdagan ko lang siya ng elevation on the right side. Pwede rin namang nasa left itong elevation na ito. Depende kung saan kakasya sa papel mo. Okay? Pero ang purpose nito is iset kung ano yung height ng object. So, yung elevation na yan corresponds to the side na nakatapat doon sa picture plane. Okay? So, nakatapat ka. Let's assume that this is the front elevation. Tinrace natin yung hidden line na yan. We're just continuing yung line para ma-determine yung height ng object doon sa perspective. So, yan yung magiging reference mo ng height. So, notice kung saan nag-intersect itong mga guidelines na ito. After niya mag-intersect, pwede mo nang i-linyahan yan according doon sa elevation niya. Kung mapapansin nyo dito, pareho sila ng scale ng elevation. So, it's identical to the elevation. Ang kailangan lang nating gawin is to project this para magmukha siyang 3-dimensional object. So, i-consider natin ulit yung plan sa itaas. So, from the corners of the front elevation, ititrace naman natin pabalik dun sa vanishing point yung mga linya. Okay? So, lahat ng corners, from the corner, pabalik doon sa vanishing point. Notice na habang tinrace natin yung guideline na yan, nagkaroon ng intersection doon sa ibang guidelines. Masyado na siyang malabo. Okay. Pero as you can see here, nag-intersect na siya. So, itong linya dyan na nabuo, yung plane na nabuo, by intersecting these lines, yan na yung nasa top na view. Once ma-determine mo na yung top view, pwede mo na siyang linyahan ulit. So, the 3D object should look like this in perspective view. Here are other examples na makikita natin. Nagkaroon ng variation kung saan nilagay yung picture plane. And nakita din natin na mas naging complex yung mga object. Yung shape niya is no longer regular. So, same principles apply. Kung asan yung mga corners, iti-trace back natin going to the station point. And kung saan mag-cross sila doon sa picture plane, yun yung ibababa natin dito naman sa perspective plane. And pag na-determine na natin yung placement niya sa ibaba guided by the vanishing point, pwede na nating i-finalize yung shape ng object. So, yan yung certain examples. So, here are our references for this lecture. So, I hope natuto tayo from that. Our next lecture will be about 2-point perspective, and then the following will be 2-point perspective with shadow. So, our next activity is obviously a practice of the 1-point perspective. So, that's it. If you have any questions, just leave a message or a reply or comment. And thank you for watching this video. Yo! Gusto naman, init sa Pilipinas. Baskil.
Water break. Sana hindi rinig yung fan. Ang init-init. Sound check. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Hi. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good afternoon. And cut.